it's Lisa from the blog farmhouseonboone.com, and today I want to share with you a little update of our dining space here in the farmhouse. If you've been following along with our farmhouse restoration, you know that we bought this home about 6 months ago. We sold our last farmhouse that was completely done and started over with a home that needed work in every area. We've just been chipping away little by little at different areas of our home. There are rooms that I feel like are done-ish, at least done for now. The kitchen is not one of them at all. Behind the camera right now, everything is tore out, and so I wanted to turn my attention to the dining area because that's a place that I can be done with and control, because we don't need cabinets over here, we don't need a sink, plumbing, we can just get it done. And so that's what we did. Let's start with the table. Now, when we first moved into this house, there was a table already here. The previous owners sold us some of their antiques that they had that I thought I really liked. One of them was the table, and at the time, the leaves were down and it was sitting sort of in the center, kind of like an island, and it looked really pretty, and it still is a beautiful table. It just doesn't work for this space and for our family size. We needed basically the largest table that you could fit in this space I wanted, because we have 5, almost 6 children, and we need a large area for our kitchen. Now, we do have an entire dedicated dining room in this house where we have our big table from our last house that has, you know, tons of space for dining, but it is way across the house. So it's mostly gonna be used for homeschool and, you know, other things, more of a living area. We do not want to eat over there unless we have guests or something. So I wanted this space to function as a place we eat, because this is where we cook. I'm not carrying the food and the mess all the way across the house to the dining room. A few weeks ago, I went to an antique shop and I found a perfect table. Now, my hesitation with buying larger antiques is always that there is the risk that you're going to love something in the store, but then when you see it in your house, it just doesn't work. It's not the right size. So one tip that I do have for you is that I keep in my phone measurements, specific areas like this, for example. I knew the length and width that I needed the perfect table to be, and I borrowed the lady's tape measure and it was gonna be perfect. Still, you always wonder how it's gonna look, if it's gonna be how you envisioned it, but this turned out perfect. Now, it did come with 4 chairs, and I know I showed you in my recent antique video that I'd already bought some chairs for this, but it actually worked out great because we need a lot more than 4 chairs. And the chairs that I had bought previously were small enough to fit 3 on one side. And then I used 2 of the chairs that came with it on the ends. So that way it kind of matches, because there's 3 matching here, 2 matching there, and then we put a bench against the window. Next, let's talk about the rug. So I know a lot of people think that I am crazy for wanting to put a rug in my kitchen, but in our last house, we always had a natural fiber jute rug below our table in the dining room. And I remember before I put it in there thinking, this is dumb, this is gonna last like a week, I'm gonna hate this. I think I might have even put it in there for a photo shoot and intended to take it right back out. But what I found, and you can comment below if you've had this experience, certain fabrics really hide stains. They also hide crumbs. Now that sounds a little bit gross. We do wash and vacuum them. However, I find that whenever I have a wood floor below a table, I need to sweep every single meal, or it just, you can see all the little crumbs that got spilled. Whereas a rug, I can vacuum once a day, get all of those crumbs up, but in between meals, you can't see them because they're just hiding in the rug. Okay, I don't know if that sounds gross, but I do still vacuum it. We do still sweep off the rug or vacuum it. Now, I will say, if ketchup or blueberries or something like that falls on there, you will be scrubbing the rug. But I would never put certain rugs under a table. So what I chose for this space is actually a vintage Turkish rug. I found it on Etsy. I'll link the shop below, because whenever I was looking for a rug, there were at least 10 on that shop that I wanted to buy. I settled on this one, and it's already really worn. It already had a big stain on it. Actually, the seller messaged me after and was like, "Did you know about the big stain? You saw the stain." And I was like, yes, that's why I wanted this rug, because it was less expensive because it was stained. However, it's in a place that's already gonna get stained, and the stain is actually hidden like way under the table where you wouldn't see it. So I think this is gonna work. Now maybe I'm crazy, maybe this pattern isn't right for a kitchen. I will say we've had it for a week now, and there's been spills, there's been guacamole on it. Don't know if there's been blueberries, those are a little bit tougher. I usually use my OxyClean if that happens. But so far, with the pattern and the already dingy color because it's old and it's like tan base, it's been really fine. So I'll let you know, but I love how it looks. Now, one thing I will say is that it was way too long. I did not take my measuring advice. I just saw it and I had a little scare where I thought that somebody else had bought it because it said no longer available. Really, it was just because I had it in my cart on 2 different devices. So I bought it really quickly because I was like, I don't want anybody else to take it because it was a really good deal. It was way bigger than I expected. So what I did was I just folded it under on one end and it doesn't bother me at all, especially with the table and chairs sitting on top. You can't really tell where the pattern should be, but I think it just grounds this space and makes it feel like a designated dining area, which is what I love rugs for. It also breaks up the sea of wood floors that we have if you look through these French doors, just going through the whole house, which they're beautiful, but I wanted some rugs to break them up. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the chairs. I mentioned to you in my last antique haul video that I was gonna paint them white and have a wood table and white chairs. Well, that is definitely not the plan anymore. Once I saw the table with all of the chairs all lined up, I loved the color, especially on the rug. I wasn't sure about the 3 different wood colors going against the floor color. Once I put that rug under there and paired it, it just all meshed so well, and they're definitely staying wood. You might notice that we have a new light fixture. If you follow me on Instagram, I already posted about this. We had a vintage chandelier that I found at a thrift shop at some point a long time ago, and it needed to be rewired, and so I was putting it off and putting it off, and finally I just hired an electrician and he hung up 2 vintage fixtures for me that he had to rewire and then 3 other new ones, and he got all of that done in 3 hours time. So that's definitely the way to go. I'm gonna keep collecting vintage fixtures and then bring him over for another batch of them at some point, but I love how this chandelier looks in here. It just almost adds a little bit of a French feeling to it. I love having like the very basic and almost rustic, like straight lines wood, and then something like a pretty chandelier above it. I just think it looks so good. I like that in this house, the previous owners were really into dimmers, which I've never done in my entire life in our house. However, this chandelier is so nice because a lot of times whenever the kitchen's all clean and we're all kind of going other places, I always turn the lights out and my husband is like, I cannot see. But I like how natural light looks, and it bothers me to have these big bright lights shining on my pretty clean kitchen. I don't know if I'm weird like that. But with the chandelier and the dimmer, I just turn it up just a touch, like at night after the kitchen's clean. It just has such a pretty glow. We decided to do a little plate wall behind the table. Now I wanted to do a little something. I thought about doing a shelf, but then with the way the table is really close to the wall, I thought it'd be really impractical to have a shelf kind of hanging over someone's head there. So I decided to hang a little bit of my Flow Blue collection. I found that on Marketplace. I found a big box for $30. I have a plate wall in my dining room from that collection. I have a bunch of it displayed in my hutch. I have some displayed in this hutch. I have gotten definitely my $30 worth out of it. I recently found the little peg thing at a thrift shop. I think it was last weekend for like $2. And it's kind of a different shape. It looks like maybe it's broken, but it's actually not. That's how it's meant to be. So it makes a little V, and I decided to hang it in the center of my plate wall and hang some herbs on it. I could always hang an apron or, you know, cutting board, wooden spoon, anything kitchen related. And then just today before doing this video, I decided to put a hook to the right of this hutch here to add a couple of aprons. I always love that farmhouse style of having things that you need and use displayed. I just love that look. That's what I love so much about this. that's why we're adding open shelving in our kitchen as well, to have that stuff that we use accessible and then on display. A lot of times I like to buy things that are beautiful and functional so that it all works in as part of the decor. This I bought specifically for this space. I had again done my measurements between the window trim and the center beam, and I found this, which was the perfect size. Now this is going to be here. This is where it's going to be even after our kitchen is done. For additional storage, I really wanted to bring into our kitchen design some new cabinets, things like that, but then I also wanted to bring in antiques. And right now it's working for us because we don't have cabinets, but it's going to continue to be kitchen storage in this area. And I really like being able to find pieces like that to incorporate the old and the new. In this room, there was already the shiplap on the ceiling. I think it's original to the house. I don't know the history on it 100%, but it was here. We did freshly paint it, and I love the texture. I think it's so pretty, especially because the boards are actually old, so it just looks really cool, and I love how my chandelier looks against it. I picked some zinnias from the garden and the herbs from the garden to bring a little bit of life into this farmhouse dining area. And then on the table, I have some plates, a pitcher, and some silverware that I collected all from antique shops. If there's anything to take away from a space like this in my home, is I just love to collect things over time. Pretty much everything in here at some point was acquired at a thrift shop or an antique shop, and I love whenever those things can all come together. It takes time and it takes curating, but it ends up just looking unique and not so cookie cutter, like I went to Hobby Lobby and bought it all. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed getting a little tour of our farmhouse dining area. I have a very special video planned, and that is I'm going to shoot here in the next couple of days a full farmhouse before and after tour of the 6-month mark. So we have been here 6 months now. It's a little bit more than that. I definitely need to get this video out to you, but I want to show the progress that we've made in 6 months. It's not done, but it is a work in progress, and I want to show the before and the after of those first 6 months. And then I really cannot wait to do the year one. That'll be so much more fun, because at that point, hopefully, we'll have tied up the loose ends on the kitchen and then a bathroom project that we are working on as well. All right, well, if you're brand new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button if you want to continue following along with our farmhouse restoration. I also make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.